Hey movie fans, welcome back to After the Credits, where we break down the latest and greatest movies, including our favorite scenes, quotes, trivia, and even how we think it should have ended. Grab a bowl of popcorn and enjoy the show.
Welcome back and hello everybody to After the Credits. We are doing our final installation of the Wonka trilogy, ending with the brand new, just released, like what, at this time it was like what, 2 weeks ago, something like that?
Yeah.
December 15th. So
yeah, it's the last movie of 2023.
Yep.
And it's going to be one of the first movies that we cover
of 2024.
Yeah. I mean, and the idea behind this was that a little behind the scenes, folks, is this is exactly how episodes get planned.
Right.
Hey, Sunday work for you? Cool.
What do you want to talk about?
What do you want to do? and then
hey, Wonka just came out.
I quite literally said, I was like, it's been a minute since we covered a brand new movie, like a movie that requires us to go to the theaters.
When was the last one? What was the last one that we... Do you remember?
I mean, I remember one of the first ones was Snyder's Army of Darkness.
But that was during the pandemic, so that was on Netflix.
It was.
Army of the Dead.
But it was still new. Army of the Dead. Yeah. It was a newer one. I can't remember.
I know we've done it. I just can't remember which one it was. But yeah, no, I do enjoy doing the ones that we go see in the theater because it also gets me to go back to the movie theater to see a movie.
Well, then it gives us a chance to talk about some of the promo stuff. And I asked Latasha to run over to fucking the Casey's or whatever gas station because they have the promotional Wonka gummies. It's a hat, right? It's Wonka's hat,
right? And
then on the inside, it's like a gummy. On the inside, it's like a liquid blue, and on the packaging, it's like it'll turn your tongue blue, and it's fucking good. Like it's got a little tart kick to it.
Yeah.
And
an homage to the people who ate the chocolate or ate that chocolate and their hair turned blue and shit like that.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. Yeah. And I mean, I liked it because it's content that we'll talk about here. But yeah, you do your thing.
Cool. So this one just came out. So the storyline of this is with dreams of opening a shop in a city renowned for its chocolate. A young and very poor Willy Wonka discovers that the industry is run by a cartel of greedy chocolatiers. I love the story that they did with it. I love how they paid homage to the original by still making it original and doing essentially a prequel. And showing us how Willy Wonka came to be, and as we discussed in the two previous ones that we in the two previous episodes, is one of the things we enjoyed about the second one that wasn't really existing in the first one is kind of how Willy Wonka came to be. Yeah. And this movie, kind of hits the nail on the head with showing us the origins of Sir Willy Wonka. So, release date December 15th, 2023. 2023. What movies came out in 2023? I feel like.
Yeah, I mean,
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Cocaine Bear came out.
Did you see Cocaine Bear?
I haven't.
It's good.
I want to.
It's good.
I mean, and this is another big fucking reason is I don't get to go to the theater as much as I'd like to. So a lot of these movies are movies that I still have yet to see.
Okay.
Cocaine Bear came out. The Silent Night. I started to watch that. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Renfield
was good. Yeah, with Nicolas Cage and
was it good?
Yeah, I liked it.
And then The Machine, Bert's movie came out.
I haven't seen that one yet. I really want to see that. Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
I haven't seen that one.
You haven't
yet? Is it out on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
All right.
You have to check that one, dude. You'll love it.
Blue Beetle
3 times cried in that movie. It was so good.
Oh fuck,
so good.
Blue Beetle. I've seen that one.
I haven't seen that one. What did you think?
No.
Okay. Dungeons and Dragons.
That
was a really, really good one.
I haven't seen it mainly because I've been holding off because I want to watch it and then talk about it with our boy Benito.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That'd be a good one for us. Yeah.
And then next weekend, dude, we're getting together. Not for After the Credits. The Morkborg.
Oh yes, that's right. That campaign. Oh yeah, dude.
Are you gonna do it?
Yeah. I still need to create my character, but yeah.
No, you don't create your character.
What do you mean?
I think that's what we're meeting up for next weekend.
Oh, is character creation?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know, and I've never done. I mean, I did a D&D.
Usually, character creation happens, and then you get together, and the first time the characters are brought to life with each other is the first session.
Yeah.
But this is a little bit different. So yeah, that'll be fun.
Other movies that came out.
Oh, Shazam! Fury of the Gods. We kind of might have done something.
Oh fuck! That was another movie that we had to go see in theaters and shit.
Oh, that was. You're right. That was the one.
Because we did that. That was Grand Con 5.
Yep.
R.I.P.
No,
Grand
it wasn't.
Con.
No, it wasn't Grand Con 5. That was that was the Ocon. That was Ocon.
No, Ocon. We did Batman. OG Batman.
You're right. We did. Yeah, that's right.
Shazam.
Yeah, you're right.
Shazam! Fury of the Gods. We had to go see it in theaters, and yeah,
that's right. Yep.
Yeah. And that episode is out somewhere, and all of its audio gloriness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the road trip episode home
and
from
the
that
road
as well.
trip. Yeah.
Check those out.
But
so yeah, some good movies came out in 2023. I was kind of down on it. I was like, it's not very great. But yeah, no, there's some good
Wonka,
ones.
Barbie movie, Soup, fucking Mario.
Oppenheimer.
I haven't seen Oppenheimer.
I haven't seen the whole thing. I've seen bits of it.
Yeah.
Into the Spider-Verse.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, really
I want
good.
to.
Yeah, really good.
Is it on Disney yet?
I think that's Sony still, right?
Yeah, you're right.
So it wouldn't be on Disney Plus.
You're right. All right, let's moving on.
So yeah, the director of this was Paul King. The only other thing noteworthy that he's done, which I haven't seen, was the Paddington movies. Paddington 1 and 2 about the stuffed bear that comes to life or some shit.
Nope.
Yep. Nope. So box office wise, $125 million budget, which is less than the budget of of the previous one with Johnny Depp. The one with Johnny Depp had a $150 million budget. This is $125. I think just
that
CGI.
tracks, though. I mean, famous director, A-list stars in it.
Well, I think that CGI has just become cheaper to do now. Like I don't think it's as expensive as it was back then, and that and literally the one in the one with Depp and Tim Burton was very heavy with the CGI, which this one does too, but not nearly as much, I think, as.
And I think you're right with the affordability too.
Right.
I mean, I have a machine in front of me that I could create movies with.
Yeah, right now if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Once you start doing that.
All right.
But yeah, so box office wise, $125 million for the budget. Gross worldwide, opening weekend was $39,005,800. So it didn't make his money back then, but gross worldwide so far is $398,924,302. So made its money more than twice over. So it's doing really well. But yeah, I didn't see a tagline for this one. I didn't see any type of tagline or anything that really stuck out to me.
Are they doing tagline? I mean, is that a fading art form?
It might, maybe, which is sad. That's super sad. I love me a good tagline.
Yeah.
But yeah, so why don't we talk about the cast for this one? So we've got Timothy Chalamet as Willy Wonka. I think he does a fantastic job as a young Willy Wonka. Yeah. I think he was great. You can definitely see how like young Willy Wonka, how he played him, how he would have matured and grown into the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka that we saw.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a really good tie-in for that. So
no,
you don't think so?
I acknowledge that I agreed with you out of like politeness.
Yeah.
But no.
But you don't agree?
No. He is not batshit crazy like Wilder is. This guy's nice to kids.
That's what I'm saying. Like he how he matured and grew in, not I guess matured in even a negative way, but grew into the older kind of more cynical.
Right. And that's why. Okay, I'm just gonna fucking say it. So this movie is a prequel to the original
movie,
the
71
Willy
version.
Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I would say there's no way to connect this with the Johnny Depp one because I mean, I don't know, maybe you could, but like this one is very mother driven, and the Tim Burton with Johnny Depp is very father driven. Now you could intertwine them, I suppose, because one's mother, one's father, but this one is more of a prequel to the Gene Wilder one.
Right. Yeah.
And there is a turning point that either Wonka is ignoring or they're opening it up for a sequel because
a middle-aged
Wonka. Like there's a turning point in which he goes between this Wonka that now we're familiar with and Gene Wilder. I mean, where it's more of a cynical, crazy. I mean, I don't know.
Well, and they discuss it a bit in the.
Do they?
I guess if you want to tie in the Depp version, like he didn't used to be that way. He was that way because like Slugworth and other companies were sending spies to try to get his recipes and shit, which turned it because I mean when they first if we're going to tie in the Depp version to these ones,
okay.
With Depp originally Wonka had this small shop and he was friends with all of his coworkers and he was trying out different chocolates and was very inventive, but then slowly they started sending in spies and stealing his and that turned him into more of a cynical like shut in. Closed his doors, closed the factory down, was just using Oompa Loompas.
That's what I want. All right. How I think it should have ended. At the beginning of the episode is I want a sequel for this.
Okay.
I want them to set it up as a sequel. And then we almost see like almost the demise of Willy Wonka where he starts getting a little bit
cynical and anti-child.
Yeah.
No, I would love that. I think that'd be awesome.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
No, that's good. Cast wise, we got Tom Davis plays Bleacher. I don't know what else he's been in, but he plays Bleacher. That character was very unlikable, but I thought it was played very well by him as a gross dude. Olivia Colman, Miss Scrubbit, she is actually a very, very big actress. She won an Oscar, I believe, for The Crown. She played, was it the Queen? I'm not sure, but she won an Oscar, I'm pretty sure, for her portrayal of the movie The Crown. I also think that the guy Tom Davis was in The Crown with her as well. I'm not sure, but I believe so. I could be wrong. We've got Calla Lane, one of my favorite characters in this movie, who played Noodle. I thought she was fantastic. I thought the character was great. I thought it was added without it feeling like they were just adding another character to have another character. I thought it played really well with Wonka and his personality and everything else. You got Patterson Joseph playing Slugworth, Matt Lucas playing Prodnose, and Matthew Baton playing Finkelgruber, the three big chocolatier cartels that had a stranglehold on the chocolate selling business in the town that they were in.
The cartel.
Yeah, the chocolate cartel. And then you've got Freya Parker plays Miss Bon Bon, just one of the people that helps Willie kind of get out of the
that live in the same boarding house. Held captive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So maybe we should discuss a little bit about that. So Wonka, so he goes to the new town, the chocolate capital of the world. He goes to the new town to sell his chocolate because of the inspiration his mother gave him when he was young in making her own chocolate and it being the best chocolate he's ever had. He goes to this new town, tries to sell chocolate, gets shut down because the chocolate cartel essentially basically tries to run him out of town. So he doesn't have anywhere to stay. He doesn't have any money. He decides to go to this little inn and stay at this inn. Well, he signs a contract, which is an homage to the original. The very long contract, written with print that you can't read. He signs this contract and realizes that with his one night stay, they charge him for silly things like using the stairs and using the soap, and he becomes like $10,000 in debt with them. The only way that he's able to pay off that debt is by working for him.
And that's clearly what they do. They have a room full of people, and that's how they make money. Is they get them to do all the labor for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, he has to figure out a way with the other people who were in there, who were trapped in there, who signed the contract as well, to be able to get out so he can sell his chocolate and make enough money to get everyone out of there, and give them their freedom. So that's the plot line of it, in the workings of him trying to find and make his fortune as a chocolatier. You've got Keegan-Michael Key as the chief of police, which is another great.
One of my favorite characters.
Yeah,
in
it
the
was
movie.
So good. It was so good. Another kind of homage for him was him ballooning up like Violet in. They even do like the belt buckle pop where the belt buckle shoots out like the button on. Yeah. And then the only other two I wanted to bring up was Hugh Grant as the Oompa Loompa. Again, another throwback to the original with the same image, the same style of Oompa Loompa, which I liked.
Right.
And then the last one is Rowan Atkinson. Mr. Bean shows up as the priest, the church priest. It was cool to see him in a movie. He hadn't been in a movie for a very long time before this, so it was cool to see that little cameo.
Yeah, of him. And I fucking loved it.
Yeah. Oh, it was great.
The theater, quite literally, like Mr. Bean.
Yeah. I when I saw it was middle of the day. It was me and an older lady with a little kid in the back, and she probably knew, but that little kid had no idea who it was. But he popped up, and I audibly was like, "Oh, awesome!" And because there was no one else in the theater, it was audible, and I'm sure they heard it. But yeah, that it was cool to see him in another movie.
And speaking too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a rare occurrence that you get to hear him talk.
Right.
Did he talk in Rat Race?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because he had that goofy ass accent.
Oh, that's right.
It's a race. It's a race. Yeah. So yeah, he did talk a bit. But yeah, that character in Rat Race was funny. So yeah, is there any other characters or actors you want to bring up in that?
No. Okay. I do want a quick question. Okay.
Yeah.
The Oompa Loompa, what was his name in the last movie? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Like the character's name?
Yeah. No, not the character.
Oh, the actor.
Yeah. He is, and fuck, I apologize. I don't know the most current politically correct, but he is shorter, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's no. They digitally shrunk him in the last Willy Wonka to make him a little person.
Really? Mm-hmm. So I thought he was shorter. Like I thought they did digitally.
He might have been shorter,
make him, like very very short.
Yeah, he might have been shorter, but they made him like
is considered a little person
and a half tall. I don't think so. I'm not sure, but I don't think so.
Okay, here's my question.
Because I think there was controversy about it. They're like, why are you not casting actual like little people?
And that's my question
to play
like Hugh Laurie. Like why
not Hugh Laurie? Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant. Sorry,
Hugh Laurie would have been great. I don't know. Fucking love that.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That's my question is...
And I don't want to sound weird, but like Peter Dinklage would have fucking killed it. Like I feel like Peter Dinklage would have absolutely murdered it.
And I get why you don't do that, because it's almost like typecasting, and Dinklage doesn't want to be like... That's him. That's all of his identity.
Right. Yeah, and that's fair. That is fair.
I get that. But like, I mean, it's not so rare of an occurrence that you can't find an actor with like that aspect about them.
Yeah, that has dwarf that could play the role without being digitally changed to fill that character.
So, and that's my question is like, how do you feel about that?
I mean, and I'm gonna keep going back to it. I really like
a good actor.
Yeah, he is, and I've got some stuff in the trivia. I don't like him as a person. I don't think that he's a good person, and there was a lot of controversy with this role with him and how he publicly like shit on this movie and everything. Yeah, I'll get to it in the trivia.
Okay.
It's nuts.
But I don't know much about him as a person. But
well, he did the same thing on the set of Dungeons and Dragons. He did the same thing. He had to issue a public apology to the rest of the cast and crew on Dungeons and Dragons because of how he acted on set.
Oh, shit.
I just had this conversation with a couple buddies of mine, Kathleen and Aaron. Shout out to those two really close friends of mine. I go over and I watch movies with them. Our kids have play dates and stuff like that. But
cool.
We had this conversation about Hugh Grant and about his role in Dungeons and Dragons and how he's kind of like a fucking diva. But to an extreme, like to where he'll shut down the set for a day because he has a fucking tantrum.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, but I would have. I have enough faith in modern cinema to where if they cast, because with this Oompa Loompa, when they casted him, not only is it meant to be like a little person, but they're literally like less than a foot tall. They're like 9-10 inches tall maybe.
Yeah.
So you can digitally, it's not like they're like in the original, they're little people. They are, like dwarfs that's the species of an Oompa Loompa. Yeah. In this, it's like they're like little like teeny little like otherworldly beings. So I mean, I guess I don't have a problem with it. But with my animosity towards Hugh Grant, I feel like they could have gone a different way. Deep Roy. Okay, that was a guy. He's 4'4", so he's legally. I think it's like 4'6". I think is the.
I mean, still though. I mean, 4'4". That's
short. It's very short.
I feel like you get
It's very,
you
very
get
short.
clearance.
You get clearance. That's
sorry.
horrible. That's fucking terrible.
I'm sorry.
But he was great. I mean, he was fun in the role himself. It was a different take on it. This one was the more original, not original, the more back to the original, throwback to the original.
And that's the one thing that I liked.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I agree. A very orange face and a very green hair.
Yep, I agree.
White eyebrows. I don't think the white eyebrows gets talked about enough.
No, it doesn't. It should,
but yeah,
it doesn't.
I mean, like the
white overalls. Yeah. No, absolutely, I agree. So yeah, is there any other people you want to bring up? Okay,
that's the one thing that I wanted to talk about with Oompa Loompa.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was a nice, refreshing callback to the original, and I like how it was done. So let's move on to the scenes.
Say hello to our favorite scene. And now, our favorite scene.
So selling chocolate for the first time at the pop-up shop, when he walks up and literally sticks his cane into the ground, homage to the original, sticks his cane in the ground, it pops out with the little Wonka W and starts selling chocolate that way. Another callback to the original, he gives them the little chocolates that make them all float around and stuff. I love that scene. It was a great like entrepreneur trying to start his business up. And it was going really well until the cartel stepped in and the police stepped in to take his funds.
Yeah.
It was a good scene. What about you?
The giraffe scene when he's basically sneaking out of the boarding house at night and getting all of the ingredients. One of the ingredients he needs is milk from a giraffe. Yeah. And so I watched this movie I took both my kids.
Did they like it?
Yeah.
They liked it good.
They did. And my daughter, Adelaide, her favorite animal is a giraffe.
Ooh.
So that was a really cool little surprise.
Yeah.
Is having that giraffe in there. And then they had a whole musical number
with the giraffe.
Yeah.
And he makes another appearance at the end of towards the end of the film as well. Yeah. He becomes a big part of the actual movie.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, she does become a good part of that movie.
Did I say he?
I don't know.
No. Yeah. You get milk from her, so that makes sense. But yeah, no, she ends up like basically getting them into the church to go down it.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep. By causing the distraction and shit.
Yeah.
Really good. But the giraffe scene was good. Another one that I have is right before the giraffe scene, and they bring it up multiple times. It's the chocolate that they eat that takes them through an entire night of drinking. That basically it gets them drunk and makes them want to call their ex, and then it just makes them black
through,
out.
Like all of the emotions of a night out.
He's drinking. He's feeling a little bit loose.
Isn't that what it was called, like a night out on the town or some shit like that?
Yeah, a full night out on the town. He starts drinking and feeling a little bit loose. Then he starts dancing. Then he starts singing. Then he calls his ex and he's crying. And then blacks out, passes out. I thought I was like, that's creative and that's funny as hell.
Yeah.
So that one as well. The ending, if you haven't seen it yet, spoiler alert, by the way. Not really, because it leads into the movie that's already out. So it's just a prequel to that one. No one dies that you don't expect to die in it. It's Willy Wonka survives, surprisingly, guys. But the ending paying homage to the original with the original song of Pure Imagination playing. And then throughout the entire time, there's and we talked about this in the last one. There was no music in the Johnny Depp one that pulled from the original movie, which kind of sucked. Which this one, the opening scene is like the
bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Like the Pure Imagination, and then the Oompa Loompa song, dun dun bum 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 bum.
Exactly, and that nostalgic as a motherfucker.
And throughout, and I didn't realize how good the fucking original soundtrack is, but what is it, 3-4 notes, bum, 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 like that. Yep. Like just that, and they would play it in different tempos. They would play it in different keys.
Yep.
Like if he was sad. Another one of my scenes that was one of my favorites was when he's first talking to Noodle and he's trying to inspire her and give her a silver lining. Is he opens up his little portable chocolate factory, which is fucking
so cool. In suitcase,
and he gives her a chocolate that is a silver lining, and it inspires, it gives you a silver lining. And she's upset. She's like, I wish I wouldn't have done that.
Yep.
I wish I wouldn't have done that, because now
every day without that chocolate is not going to be good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, dude. This movie had me kind of choked up a couple times.
Yeah.
It was really well done. The ending as well, for sure.
The other scene I wanted to talk about, and then that's probably it for me, is the mom scene. I guess not the mom scene. It's the scene where he opens up his storefront for the first time. And it's like the chocolate factory, but like in a storefront, and it's all fucking colorful.
Everything's edible.
Yeah, they're sliding around, and business is doing fucking well, and he's on fucking top of the world,
and then it all
crashes down, and like the whole point of doing that is because before his mom died, she said, like, I'll be there when you open up. I'll be there the day that you open up.
Yeah, to follow your dreams, and when that dream comes true, I'll be there.
Yeah. And
she wasn't
there. And that fucking goddamn.
Well, and the whole conversation between Noodle and him was like, Willie, you didn't really think that she was going, because she passed away.
Yeah.
It's like, Willie, you didn't really think that she was going to be here, did you? And he's like, yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I did.
Absolutely.
And then at the end,
she made a promise.
And then at the end, he sees her in the fucking crowd, and then he eats the last chocolate bar, dude.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. My only other part, which I just found it funny, and it played to the cartel and the big wigs really well, is like anytime Fickelgruber hears the word poor, he retches. He like gags anytime he hears someone say the word poor. But yeah, I thought that was funny. So yeah, no other scenes you got?
No.
All right, how about we jump into quotes then?
I want the quotes. You can't handle the quotes. Here's our favorite quote from this week's movie.
This one I had was Noodle talking to Willy Wonka. She goes, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm making chocolate, of course. How do you like it? Dark, white, nutty, absolutely insane." So the young Willy Wonka in this did remind me a bit of the craziness of Johnny Depp's character. Johnny Depp's portrayal of the character.
This is my analogy that I'm going to use. So Gene Wilder is going to be like concentrated, like soda pop syrup, like just the syrup of it, right?
Okay.
Like that in a cup is Gene Wilder, and Charlemagne
CO2.
is going to be like fucking a Truly, like the flavor that's in a Truly.
Okay.
Like it's almost like bananas that have been sitting next to a loaf of bread. And then you go to eat that piece of bread.
And you're like, oh, there's
like,
been bananas near this. Like,
yeah, that's it. That's
a truck
the flavor.
full of oranges drives by you, and you get it. Okay. All right.
And the wind blows.
A very watered down version.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other one I have, or another one that I have, is from Willie. I've spent the past 7 years traveling the world perfecting my craft. You see, I'm something of a magician, inventor, a chocolate maker. So quiet up and listen down. Nope. Scratch that. Reverse it. It was a good callback to Gene Wilder doing that pretty often in the original. It was like, oh, we've got so much time and so little to do. Oh, scratch that. Reverse it. They did a lot of that to where it really built up the character of being like, oh, this is him. You know. Some of the quirks and stuff that he had were very Gene Wilder-esque.
One of the quotes, and I had to go online to get them pulled up because it wasn't too quotable of a movie.
No, it wasn't.
That like
and it's not like it's something that we've seen 5 times. Or,
right. But one of the ones that I liked that I was like, I want that one. I got to go find it. Was they had to create. Willy Wonka had to create a machine to do all the work while they were gone.
Yeah, using the dog.
And so he created a Willy Wonka-esque machine that like would do their chores and do their job for him. And Willy says, "May I present Willy Wonka's wild and wonderful wishy-washa Wonka Walker." And please don't make me say that again.
yeah. And that's it. That another thing that like kind of brought me back to Depp and Wilder's character is all the different weird, goofy contraptions that they made.
Yeah,
I thought they were going to abandon that in this, and they didn't. I'm really glad that they didn't.
And I think that's a book thing.
Yeah,
I mean it's a very
in movie, but yeah, it's very Roald Dahl written type thing for sure.
When Noodle and Willy Wonka are kind of like bouncing ideas back and forth, and and I don't know if they call back into it later, but they're brainstorming, and she goes, "Huh."
He's like, "What? Oh, nothing."
Huh.
Double huh.
Like now you're on to something.
Right. Yeah. I do love that.
And so like, what are we going to do? And then Noodle says to Willy, like, "What are we going to do, Willy?" And then the light bulb on top of his head, like fucking turns on. And then it's that whole, huh. And then, huh. And then, huh. and then double Like, do you got a pencil and a paper? And then, I got an idea.
Yeah.
And it's so fucking cheesy. It's so cliche.
But it's cute. It's cute and it is funny. And
I mean, I went with my fucking girlfriend and my 10-year-old and my 6-year-old. And I had both kids on either side of me. And I fucking loved it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's a very good family movie.
It did.
Very, very good.
It did its job.
Yeah.
It did its job.
100%. Yep. The only other one I have is Slugworth, Fickelgruber, and Prodnose were talking to Willie after they tried their first chocolate. And it's basically them telling him that it's too over the top. And Slugworth goes, a good chocolate should be simple. Fickelgruber goes, whereas this is just, and Prodnose goes, weird. Which is kind of a staple of Willy Wonka. He does weird shit. He's a weird person. But yeah, that's the only other quote that I have. Is there anything else you think of?
Nah, I don't think so.
All right, let's jump into the trivia portion.
You got a lot? Tell me about fucking Hugh Laurie Grant.
Yeah, let's do that. So Hugh Grant said director Paul Keane sent me a mock-up of the Oompa Loompa stark naked, and that my little children were a little alarmed at that. King added, it was one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen in my life.
Wait. So Hugh Grant dressed up like an Oompa Loompa naked?
No. They sent him a mock-up of what the Oompa Loompa was going to look like.
Who?
But it was naked. Paul, the director, sent it to
Hugh Grant.
Yes, to Hugh Grant. Yeah.
Okay, that's weird.
It is weird.
Okay,
sure. Yeah.
So like I'm on team Hugh Grant right now.
For now, fair enough. Yeah. But King added that it was one of the most disturbing things that he'd ever seen in his life, and if it ever leaks out, a generation of children will be scarred. Most likely, it wasn't the director who did it.
Okay.
But it most likely was the director who sent it to him. But yeah, I mean,
that's weird.
It is weird. So director Paul Keane said that he gained about 50 pounds from all the chocolate that he ate on set, and added, it's a miracle that Timothy Chalamet, remained so slim and so handsome. We had this incredible chocolatier. She made these things, incredible concoctions, and we would taste them, and they taste way better than they should need to taste for just being, something
for
visually.
Being a prop.
Yeah. And he's like, it made the performances better because they didn't have to pretend like they were eating good chocolate. They were eating.
Actually eating it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. They said that they tasted every bit as good as they looked. Which the chocolate that they made in this was really cool. Like even the little one with the lightning bolt on it.
That looked really good.
It looked delicious. Yeah. And then like we talked about previously, the sound, the sound of biting the chocolate for sure. Who else do you think would have been in the role or in the running for around this age, about this time?
Oh man, I don't know a lot of like the younger actors. Tom Holland.
Tom Holland was the other one that was in running for this at the time, which I would have loved that just as much.
I've seen him. He has the acrobatics, right? So he can jump around and sing and dance and shit.
Choreography. You saw him on that.
Yeah, the choreography. Yeah. Have we heard him sing?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know if this is just me assuming that it's Tom Holland. He's dreamy. He can do anything.
That's how I feel about him as well.
But I feel like he could sing.
Yeah. No, I do too. Yeah. And I think he would have played the character really well. I think it would have been really cool to see him in that role. So as a child, Wonka only got one bar of chocolate a year for his birthday. Said bar was painstakingly prepared by his mother. Charlie Bucket gets one Wonka bar a year on his birthday in the novel. And
I had never thought about that until you started saying it. I was like, well, that's kind of like Charlie.
Yep. So yeah, that leads to the similarities between the two. So director Paul King wanted to include a cameo from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. He wanted to ask British comedian Tim Brooke Taylor, the guy who tried to bribe the computer in the original to show him where the golden tickets were.
Yeah.
And the computer was like, I'm a computer. What would I need chocolate for or whatever? But that actor, they tried to get him in it. But during the COVID-19 pandemic, he passed away. So they weren't able to get him. But that was the cameo that they were wanting to get. I was hoping all the way to the end, there'd be some sort of cameo from the original in there. We never got it. But yeah, I thought that would have been really cool. Lofty the Oompa Loompa gets some of Wonka's classic quotes and quotations from the 1971 film, including "Good day, sir." which is one of my favorite. And I use that that as a GIF a lot when responding to someone. They'll say something to me and like the conversation's over. It's like, I said good day, sir. Like I use that often.
I'm pretty sure you've used it on me.
Probably. And then so shines a good deed in a weary world. Upon witnessing Wonka reuniting Noodle with her mother, which is another just
fucking hits.
Tearjerker, man.
I mean, I don't know. That is a shit fucking thing that he did.
Oh, dude, yes.
The other chocolatier.
Slugworth. Yeah, Slugworth is a detestable, disgusting human in this movie, and the guy who plays him did such a great job of making him so unlikable.
Yeah,
it was great.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's a really
he was
shitty.
On screen, you're like,
oh yeah, you're gonna be a dick,
and you can tell because the other two are more comical villains,
right? They're more of the dumb kind of goofy.
You start gagging when you hear the word "poor."
Yeah,
like that's comical.
That's goofy,
right?
Yeah,
Slugworth, no, fuck you.
He's a cynical, horrible, vile human being for sure,
and it's all about money.
The character, 100%, yeah, all of it.
I mean, he's watering down chocolate.
Yep, yeah,
that's. I mean, I don't know.
The worst of the worst.
I mean,
can you imagine a watered down Reese's? Ew.
God damn it.
Gross. Nasty. So yeah, Wonka gets snagged by the innkeeper's fine print contract. We said this before. The 1971 movie has him prepare a large contract with fine print that you can't even read, which also becomes something that snags Charlie in him not being able to, in him initially telling him he doesn't win because he didn't read the fine print.
And here's one thing I want to say about the characters. The what's the guy that snags him? What's that? We talked about him.
Oh, Bleach.
Bleach. Yeah. Is that his name? Is Bleach?
I think the name.
The dog owner, that guy. Bleacher. His fucking voice in the theater.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
real. Yeah, the bass for it.
It was going through the theater subs and like, get over here, Willie.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, ooh.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was good. I love the whole. He convinces him to think that like he is, as long as he showed a little more thigh and looked a little fancier.
Oh God, yeah. And then he starts wearing like the Augustus Glump style, like German
Lederhosen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that what they're called? Lederhosen?
Lederhosen, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I want to get you one.
Oh, I'd wear it all the time.
Thank you.
So, hey, here's the juicy one. Hugh Grant stated... Oh, nope. Yeah, this is the one. Hugh Grant stated in an interview on no uncertain terms how much he hated his time playing the Oompa Loompa, having found the process of acting for a motion capture physically uncomfortable, describing it as akin to wearing a crown of thorns. Dramatic as fuck. So fucking dramatic.
A crown of thorns.
Yeah, like wearing a CG, a mocap soon is
as
comparing it... Yeah.
To our Lord and Savior who gave his life.
It's so fucking dramatic. And that it was directionless. He claims to have never received a satisfactory answer on whether he should act with his body or not. He admitted to making a huge stink behind the scenes when he found out most of his work would ultimately be replaced with animation in post. When pressed on why he accepted the role in the same interview, he more jokingly confessed, "I slightly hate making films, but I have lots of children and need the money." That's such a bad look.
Yeah.
Such a bad look. Yeah. No, I'm not a huge fan of, but he did something similar to in Dungeons and Dragons, but it was on set and had to issue like an apology to the cast and crew.
That's so fucked.
They stopped production for the day because of his tantrum. Yeah.
It stinks
because he's a good actor. I enjoy his acting, but he's just...
Who does Vision in the Avengers?
Oh no, he was in A Knight's Tale.
Yeah, because I get Hugh Grant and that guy.
Oh really?
Mixed up. It's because they're British and they talk the same.
Yeah, that is true.
Get him to fucking play.
Would have been great. Would have loved it. Would have absolutely loved it. I mean, and like I said, he's
used to the CGI. He's used to the makeup. He's used to the the
mocap.
the heavy CGI. I mean, he wouldn't think it's like a crown of thorns. He'd be like, "Oh, it's Monday."
What did he think it was going to be? What did he think was going to happen? Did he think that they were going to just shrink him?
Like Deep Roy style?
Is that what he thought was going to happen with it in 2024, the Lord of our the year of our did they think that they were going to just shrink him as a human? No, they made him 6 inches tall. Get the fuck out of here. Hugh Grant gets on my goddamn nerves.
Obviously.
Yeah. So I got
how you really feel.
I know. I'm starting to sweat because of how upset he's making me. But I got a couple more here. This is Rowan Atkinson's first film since Johnny Strikes Again in 2018. So it's been a while since he was in a film. Rowan Atkinson, Mr. Bean.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're right. It's been a minute.
Yep, a little while. Good return. I think it was great.
Yeah.
On his first night in the city, Wonka loses his... this is my favorite bit. This is my favorite part of this whole movie. And I didn't realize it until, like, after I had seen it. But on his first night in the city, Wonka loses one of his coins in the storm drain. That is the same coin that Charlie Bucket finds in the storm drain to buy the Wonka bar to get the golden ticket in the 1971 film. How fucking perfect is that? How beautiful is that? Yeah. Yeah. It was amazing.
Was that on purpose?
I'm assuming they did it on purpose for this film.
I feel like it's on purpose.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was one of the first songs in the movie is when he gets to town and he's
giving out all of his
$12.
Yep.
He's got $12 and he's on fucking top of the world. And then he's like buying a map and he's buying this and then he goes to ask how much this pumpkin is or whatever, and then he drops it, and then he's got to pay for it.
Yep.
And the kid's shining his fucking shoes
without asking him, and he's having to pay the sovereigns.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
And then like the kid's trying to shine his shoes again.
He's like literally running away from him. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the song goes from like super happy, and then
I have one sovereign left.
I just lost my sovereign in the fucking gutter.
Well, he flips it up, it opens his pocket, and it goes through the hole.
I hope that comes through.
It will. I guarantee it will. He flips the coin up and it falls through the hole in his pocket and goes down into the storm drain.
Yep.
Which Charlie Bucket then finds to buy a Wonka bar to get a golden ticket.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that great? That's awesome.
Wow.
And there are other details like that in this one that I really, really enjoyed that made the movie so much more enjoyable. So that's what I got for trivia. What did you give this for a ranking?
What did I rank the first one?
First one was 8.7.
8.4, 8.7. This one 7.9.
7.9. Okay.
7.6. 7.6.
Okay. Yeah.
7.6. Final answer. Locking it in.
Yeah, I liked it really. I really liked it as a prequel to the 71 Wonka. This one didn't take as much from the book. I mean, it did take some stuff from the actual book with how he found the Oompa Loompas and it's a lot of stuff like that, little things that it took from the actual book, but it more played to the 71 version of the story. I initially gave it a 6.8 out of 10, but I'm talking about it now, and I'm thinking more of like a 7.2 out of 10. It was much better than I expected to be. You and I had talked like the week leading up to it. I'm like, I'm not looking forward to this. Right. I was like, I don't think I'm going to enjoy this at all. And you're like, I fully expect you to not like that movie. Yeah. But I mean, I enjoy the references to the original. I thought Timothy did a great job as young Wonka.
There's a lot of really good tiebacks. And I mean, we talked about it before, the soundtrack.
Right.
I mean, tying back to the original. I want another sequel, or I want a sequel to this, a sequel to the prequel,
right?
Of
a tie-in between the young Willie and older Willie.
There is content there. Like there's stories there that need to be told. Like, how does he go from having a storefront to a full-fledged factory,
right,
full of Oompa Loompas,
and then taking over the entire like conglomerate of selling chocolate on his own?
Right.
Yeah. No. I completely agree. I would love to see that.
And then his battles with Slugworth. I mean, because like I guess this was a battle, but there's a war.
So there was something that I read about it that was like, we never see actual Slugworth in the original.
That's right.
We don't see it because it's a guy he paid. Yep. So they're like, do we know if Slugworth like flew and floated away and fucking died? Do we know if he's in jail because of all the fraud and corruption that he did?
Yeah, like, we don't know where he's at. We don't know.
So it would be cool to see if there was an ongoing struggle with Slugworth while Wonka was trying to make his name and trying to build up his empire. It'd be cool to see that in between time frame there to see what happened.
I mean, we live in a world where there can be a fucking universe.
Oh yeah, a Wonkaverse.
Like the next movie is Hugh Grant just Hugh Grant being an Oompa Loompa
thing,
like
yeah.
rallying the other ones, and then there's the next movie after that is called Slugsworth,
right,
where it's just him and like trying to
how Slugworth came to be what he was, or how Slugworth tried to win back his power after Wonka kind of put him under.
And then the last and the final one is everything coming together, and it ends with like
him deciding to give out the golden tickets.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
God damn, we are.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Today.
Yeah, what we stepped into the wrong profession, my friend.
Yeah, we did.
But yeah, so I honestly think that Noodle and the chief of police stole this movie. I think they were Wonka was great. Timothy was great as Wonka. It was fantastic. But the chief of police and Noodle were my favorite characters.
Chocolate addiction.
Yeah, his massive chocolate addiction. Yeah. I really enjoyed the movie. If you like the original and if you like, the story of Willy Wonka, you'll really enjoy this. I just didn't enjoy it as much as the original.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good movie to take your family to for something to do.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't pay premium fucking Dolby surround sound fucking IMAX prices.
I paid $9.50 for it, and I was satisfied with what I paid for it.
I unfortunately I had a window of time to watch it. So I took the nearest theater with the best showing, and I went to like the Dolby surround sound, fucking big, ultra wide screen.
Right.
You don't need that.
No.
Wait until it goes to a smaller theater, like a more locally owned one, pay a little bit cheaper.
Or just wait until it comes out on streaming. It's going to be soon. It's Warner Brothers.
That's true. Yeah.
It's Warner Brothers, so it'll be on Max. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And it'll be,
So yeah, wait for that to come out there. I mean, honestly, I did enjoy it in the theater as well. There are some big numbers in it and big scenes in it that make it better to watch on a theater in the theater. But
get the fucking Wonka gummies though.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for those when I head home.
I'm not a big gummies guy.
Well, as I've mentioned before, my favorite
that's your thing.
Yeah, no, I need to try them.
Yeah,
for sure. So my last question for you: rank the 3 films from worst to best, or sorry, from best to worst.
Like from my personal favorite.
Yeah, for me, from worst to best to worst.
For me, it's gonna be Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Wait, for best, the Johnny Depp one.
Yeah.
But you ranked it lower than... Didn't you rank it lower than...
I probably did.
Okay, so we're going off of your feelings right now.
My feelings right now.
Okay.
Like...
Tim Burton, Johnny Depp is your number 1.
I feel like it is, yeah.
Okay.
And then the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and then Wonka.
Really? Okay.
And the only reason I say that is because in this moment, like... My kids aren't here. I'm missing my kids. Right?
Yeah.
And I know my fucking kids love the Tim Burton.
Right.
I know because I watched it with them.
Right. Yeah.
And they loved it. And now I think that they would like the original. I don't know if it moves fast, but I don't know if it moves fast enough for a 6-year-old in 2024.
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
I mean, I know Adelaide and we would definitely watch it. Valentine, I don't know.
I think the old one would appeal more to adults and to young adults than children.
Probably.
It's not as grabby and colory as.
And I know Wonka. I know Adelaide loved it.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
nice.
I mean, she likes musicals. I mean, it appeals more towards a young girl,
right?
Than I suppose. Well, and you have the supporting, Noodle.
Yeah,
you have a supporting actress.
One of the main characters.
So it's more relatable for her,
a young girl.
like that. And Valentine, I don't know. Maybe he was tired, but he wasn't super psyched about it.
Indifferent about it.
Yeah. I mean, I quite literally, I was like, all right, guys, I need to get ready for the podcast. So what's your guys' favorite scenes? What's your favorite quotes?
Yeah.
And Valentine was like, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, it was fucking
Adelaide was like, I like the giraffe.
Right. Yeah. And Adelaide was like, I fucking love the giraffe. And Valentine was like, my favorite part was when we got popcorn.
When I was able to drink pop and eat popcorn. Yeah. That was my favorite part.
I got a slushie, so that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. I mean, I'm sure he enjoyed it, but yeah, it probably wasn't as grabby to him Yeah, I feel like that this one, the Wonka was also similar to the original, was geared more towards adults and young adults than children. Whereas in the Depp one, I feel like was more visually stunning for young kids, like much younger kids. For me, it's the original. As my favorite, and then Wonka, the prequel, is my second favorite, and then Burton and Depp's Abomination. I'm just kidding. Their take on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory as my third. So, they all serve different purposes, and those purposes that they serve, they do them well. Each film does.
That's true.
But
that's true. And our rankings are, I think, pretty on point for our personalities.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, and you're also viewing it from the dad standpoint. Paul's not to the age where he can enjoy these yet. Any of them? Yeah, no, none of them.
Maybe Wonka, because it's a lot of singing.
Maybe, yeah, and I think he's more along the lines of like the visual side of things, so he might enjoy the Depp version just because it's so colorful and lots of big, loud, like
stimulating.
Bright. Yeah, exactly. But from me, coming from a person who just enjoys movies, for me, I'm nostalgic for the old one. That's always going to hold a special place in my heart. Wonka tied into that one really well, so I enjoyed that. But like I said, like they all play a special role in the Wonkaverse, and they all do those. They fulfill those roles really well.
They did a really good job introducing new characters.
Yeah,
and making them feel like they should be there.
Right. Yeah. Like I said,
Chocolatiers, you didn't need them.
No.
You could have written it without him. I suppose you could have written a movie without Bleacher,
right,
or his dog.
Yeah,
but it added to it.
It did, yeah. Well, and like I said, Noodle, like they added her in and brought her in to where it felt like she, like it wasn't a character that they just had to add. She wasn't a filler character. They put depth and feeling into her character to where I was emotionally attached to her.
Oh yeah,
probably more than Willie at the end of it,
and her whole story. Yeah, like with her mom,
big backstory.
And then the accountant guy that was also in the boarding house.
Yep, that's right.
I mean, they could have written him out of the movie very easily.
Not necessarily.
But he had tie-ins, and he had a very important role.
He was the reason they were able to find the ledger from
exactly.
To be able to
pin him up.
Yeah, to be able to shut down the cartel.
That's one of the things I liked most about Wonka was the nostalgic and building upon this universe.
Every character played a very specific role that added to the story.
But I mean, they did it in a very good way. It wasn't a waste.
No, yeah, you're right. I
they didn't do it. It wasn't like, I don't know. They did it in a way that expanded the storytelling, and it wasn't done for cash grabbing. And
then and that's my thing about the Depp one is I feel like there were characters.
There was a lot of cash grabbing
to where it's like that wasn't necessary. Like that didn't need to be done at all. That wasn't necessary.
Him going to get the Oompa Loompas like in the jungle. And like
eating the bugs,
traveling and eating bugs. Yeah. Like it was a cheap laugh.
That was in the book. That was him going to the jungle to find them. It was in the book, but doing the like eating the fucking bugs with them and they made it silly and added things that they did not need to add to it because I feel like they're like, well, fuck, we got some time. Let's add some filler into it.
You're right.
You're
right.
Yeah, like him. I mean. There's quite a few, now that I'm thinking about it, there's quite a few scenes in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory that just were not necessary, like whatsoever. Like the whole puppet thing, the whole puppet thing at the beginning, and then adding mentioning later, like, oh, this is the puppet burn center. It's a new addition. Like it was goofy and it was very Tim Burton-esque, but it's like, okay,
don't need it.
You're like, I need like 45 seconds of something here. Let's throw that in there. There was a lot of things like that. But I mean, like I said, each film plays its specific role, and they do it well. So I think that's it for the trilogy, for the Wonka trilogy.
Part 3 of 3.
Yeah, dude. Did you enjoy it? Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was fun.
I liked it. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Good one. My sweet tooth is activating now.
I know, yeah. Like I said, on the way home, I'm gonna stop and see if I can find those.
Right, I think Come and Go. I don't know. I fucking hate Come and Goes, but Come and Go I think has it.
All right, I'll see if I can check one out then.
Yeah.
But yeah, check us out on socials.
Check out the Johnny Depp, Tim Burton episode and the original
Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder. Who directed that one?
The original one,
was it?
It was the guy that was kind of unknown. It was like Patton
Oswalt. Got it.
Yeah, Patton Oswalt. Yeah.
Check out those Anchor FM, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, visual.
Like, subscribe, share. Again, let us know if you want to do an episode. If you have a movie that you would like us to talk about and you want to come on and join us, or if you want to join us via the interwebs, we'll set something up.
We have cameras and webcams and a fancy, pretty new audio board too.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll do some shit. Go to Facebook, click the bell thing. I don't know what the fuck the bell does, but it does something.
Isn't that YouTube, the bell?
Yeah, it does. Click the thumbs up icon.
There you go.
That does something as well.
Right.
Give us a poke on Facebook.
Yeah. Oh man, back in the day. Keep an eye out for events that we're doing as well. We got some big stuff coming up. That's true. Gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay. Cool.
Catch you later.
Love you guys. Bye.